Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I mean, I think like most people, that we're definitely not alone in this universe, and I think now the evidence is becoming so overwhelming that it can't be hidden anymore, right?
Right.
So many times the government, they want to put the veil over our eyes. They just want us to be asleep, go to the next party, worry about the next drink. Capitalism keeps you busy, keeps you in a state of survival mode, so you really don't have time to think. But now more people are trying to get out of that and realizing, we have to think what else is more out there. I think definitely, all the evidence that we have, that some nations have already made contact with aliens. And to be truth be told, I believe the aliens have been here thousands of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago. And I think now, we're just really, again, the governments, they're in control, they control the information. But now the information is becoming so relevant that it can't be hid from us anymore.
But do
So,
you think? I think even with that, they just like what you said with them being around thousands of years.
yeah,
You look into all the ancient texts, right?
definitely, definitely.
You look into the Sumerian tablets, the Enigma Elish,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Epic of
even the
Gilgamesh.
Bible, the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, I mean, so many things that are described in these texts. If we really look at it, it really sounds like UFOs and spaceships. I take the Bible for example. When it talk about Ezekiel seeing a wheel, right? The way it's, I'm not quoting verbatim, but the way it's described, it was shooting out fire this way and that way. It was shooting up in the air. A voice came from the heavens. Now, us today, we know that we can say, okay, if we see a spaceship, we can easily say, okay, that's a spaceship. That's UFO. There was an intercom, and over the intercom, there was a loud voice. But
It's funny you say that, not to cut you off.
yeah,
Like
no,
even the way you interpret the heavens, the Hebrew word for heaven is shemayim, right? And everything we're taught when you're dealing with the Bible, everything is so spiritual, so spiritual, so spiritual, to as though we never stop to think that maybe it's a physical thing.
exactly.
So even so, now the way people view the word heaven, they think it's a place that you go when you die. But originally, when you read in the book of Genesis, which is Bereshit, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth.
Yeah,
Bereshit bara Elohim at Hashemayim. In the beginning, created the gods,
yeah,
the
plural.
heavens and the earth.
Yeah, Elohim.
Yes.
Yeah, group of
So,
gods. Yep.
but they're not talking about where you go when you die. They're talking about a physical place. Because they even go further to say about the lights and the firmaments and stuff like that. So we're not talking about, because it gives you enough context to let you know we're not talking about somewhere you go when you die. We're talking about a physical place.
Right here,
And throughout
right
the
now.
Bible, even where God is a physical place. There's books. So if there's books, that means what? There's a bookshelf. There's a floor that the bookshelf sit on. There's a throne. There's a throne room. Think about in the book of Job where they have a meeting, the assembly of the gods.
Yeah.
And he asked him where you was at, going to and fro from the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And you
So it's
as
a physical thing.
yeah, as you're saying, that to and fro from the earth, it could be someone just being shot up to a spaceship, going onto the spaceship, talking to whatever aliens, coming back with information. And then, like I said again with Ezekiel, with the it says fire shooting out this way and that way. If we look at a spaceship, we clearly see the fire shooting out. And again, back then, if you don't have the vocabulary to describe what this thing is, you're going to describe it the best you can.
Yeah.
Fire shooting this way, when all it really was a spaceship.
Right.
And the voice coming from the heavens could have been an intercom for the spaceship, an extraterrestrial, or alien talking to the people below. And this can also be, throughout times and traditions, these things get confused with, okay, this was God and everything, but more than likely it was an extraterrestrial, giving orders from an intercom, telling whatever people to do, and the people below, if you don't know, you're just gonna say it's God. If it's up in the heavens, where it's up in the sky, airplane or ship, at that time in your mindset, you're gonna think that's God. Okay,
That's why
but
they
now
call
that we
them-
know,
That's why, like in some descriptions, they'll say chariots.
exactly,
Because at that time, that's what the moving vehicles were, chariots.
exactly.